into kind of the defense allowing, the yards and the points you guys did in the second half. I mean, did that offense kind of wear you guys out a little bit?
They ran a lot of tempo, but we were prepared for it. It's something that we have been running for a long time now, and I feel like we just went out there and we did what we needed to do. We stuck together as a team, and we won a hard-fought game.
Barkley did score 5 touchdowns, but you kind of limited him a bit, at least in the running game, to no real big plays. Most of his scores came 1-yard runs or anything. Does that sort of give you confidence moving forward if you guys can sort of hold a guy like Barkley just 80 yards, that you can do it to any running back in the country?
I think we treat every team the exact same way. We don't approach any other team or any team differently. So going against a team like Penn State, we knew what we had to do, and we knew what we had to get done. So we needed to be strong and be positive and stay positive throughout the game, and we came out with the W. That's all that matters.
What kind of challenges do you think Oklahoma State's offense will present? Do you think they may be just as explosive or even more explosive than Penn State was?
They do a lot of tempo as well. Like Coach said, they like to throw the ball a lot. I believe that they will be pretty explosive. We just have to minimize those and deal with it and work within what we do what we do best.
Tyrique, as a senior, will you take it upon yourself to maybe talk to some of the other guys about setting aside a big win and getting ready for another big game?
Yeah, honestly, the whole Penn State game was a pretty good build-up, and we were all excited for it. But it's over now, and it's on to the next. And I feel as though everybody knows that. Regardless if you're a freshman, a sophomore, junior, senior, we know what we have next, and we have to focus on the next team that's coming in order to be successful in our conference and be successful. We want to win in record. That's what we want. So on to the next.
Obviously, kind of going further away than usual for a road game all the way to Oklahoma. Have you been to Oklahoma? Is that one of the longer sort of trips you're going to go through in your college career?
Honestly, I never really been out of Pittsburgh much, so all the teams that we play outside of Pittsburgh is new to me. So I'm just excited to be on the Pitt team and excited to be able to do the things that I'm able to do and just be a part of this legacy right here, because this is history.
Where's your confidence when you look at what this team might be capable of this year in terms of the fact that now with the blueprint from a couple of games and it's not just preseason anymore?
Honestly, I believe since spring ball, even before that, we kind of knew what we can do. And we knew what we had, and we knew the talent that we had. And all we had to do was just put it forth and put it out there and show the world. And I believe that this team can do something special. Not because I'm on it, or not because we just beat Penn State, just because of the energy that the team brings and that we have, and the experience and everything that we have as a team.
Jarrett, you guys are able to create pressure in a lot of four-man situations, just rushing 4 guys. Are you encouraged by how those defensive lines look like in the first few weeks?
I'm excited. The guys, we're all in the same room because a couple years ago we were actually split up. So it was the DNs in their own room, the D tackles in their own room, and we're all together now. And it's just like the chemistry and the bond that we have together is just exciting, and that feeling that you get whenever we get out there on the field, it's like we make everything a competition. So we put our own little bets aside, just with each other, like, yeah, I bet I get this tackle, I bet I get more tackles than you. We try to make it a competition that makes it fun. It makes it more exciting.
Was it fun watching film from Saturday, or was it kind of tough going back and seeing those plays?
Well, honestly, like Coach said too, we had our ups and we had our downs. We had our positives and we had our negatives, and the coaches they harp over the negatives. They don't really pay attention to the positives, regardless of the win, and you just want to get everything corrected and get everything out of the way once you get into that meeting room and you get into the film room and you're doing what you need to do, for the simple fact that that there's never a perfect game. there's always a negative, and but when it comes to negatives, there comes to positives, and you have to work with that.
Years had a pretty smooth transition to defensive tackle from the end out. Were you involved? How you helped him at all with that transition, and what's it like to sort of see him do well so far?
He has made an awesome transition. I'm proud of him, and that's a really close friend. But he actually, before spring ball, we met up a lot of times, and we worked on getting his steps and his hands right, and actually working on his technique and getting ready to play inside, because it's a big transition from coming from DN to defensive tackle, and because you're going against one person majority of the time when you're DN. And when you get inside, you're getting double. Your space is pushed together. You don't have that much space. So he was just open-minded, and he wanted to learn, and I feel like he approached it well.
What do you think is the source of the improved chemistry you talked about?
Just the history, like we got great guys that came here before. We had Jabal Sheard, we had Aaron Donald, we had Daryl Render, we had KK Mosley Smith. It's just they left the blueprint for us, and we followed it, and we stuck to it. And I feel as though what they left for us is something that not too many teams can say they had, and we just pay attention to the things they did before, and we go by that.
Did you hear from Aaron after the game?
No, I actually haven't. I haven't heard from him. It would have been good to hear from him, though. Anytime you hear from somebody like that, it always puts a smile on your face.
Tyrique, you guys went 5-1 on the road last year. Does that give you some confidence going into what could be a pretty hostile environment this week?
Could you repeat that, please?
You went 5-1 on the road last year. Had a couple big victories. Does that give you some confidence in going on the road this week against a good opponent?
I guess you can say that. We just go out there and we do what we need to do, and we go out there with the plan, and we try to execute the plan as good as possible. And
we talked some with Coach Narduzzi about it a little bit earlier. Except in his 15 games here, your all sack totals have gone quite a bit from where they were the previous 2 or 3 years. For you as somebody who's been here, who's a senior now, when he came in, and with his scheme, what kind of a difference have you noticed, and what really changed to lead to that increase?
With the last coaching staff that was here, our job was more of to keep the linemen off of the backers, so the backers can roam free, and they can do what they need to do. With Coach Duz's plan is his game plan is more of you get penetration and you cause havoc in the backfield, and you call for that double team as much as possible, so your backers can also work and do what they need to do, but you can also play and be dominant in this game plan.
So in Coach Narduzzi's scheme, is there a greater emphasis at getting to the quarterback and applying that kind of pressure?
Yeah, it's more of a motivation for the simple fact that, like I said before, we all make it a competition, and you can work. We work well. I feel as though we have the key components for this type of scheme, and I feel like we all work well for that. And it's a constant grind and a constant mindset that, okay, well, if we get the quarterback, then it's a 3 and out. We get a 3 and out, then we're off the field, back to drinking Gatorade.